one fairly funny, interesting story was when a group of volunteers and I were late. We'd missed a rendezvous and we should have met up with another group of, another party of volunteers further down the river. So we had to make camp very late, which obviously meant we had to put up the hammocks and the basher sheets and the mosquito nets very quickly without proper preparation. So it all went up very quickly and we didn't have time to collect, you know, enough wood for firewood or make a proper dinner or anything else. So, not ideal, and certainly nobody was going to go and wash up any of the dishes or try and observe base camp health and hygiene or anything like that. Everybody just jumped in their hammocks. We're absolutely tired. We walked all day. Anyway, in the middle of the night, I woke up because I had pain in the web of my fingers, and I looked down and there was a tick happily munching me and sucking my blood, and I thought that's no good. So I put on my headlamp and started to fiddle around and start pulling the thing out and get matches and all the rest of it without trying to burn my mosquito net to the ground. And I'd heard a sort of a coughing, sawing call previously, you know, that evening, but I hadn't thought much of it and I didn't know what it was at all. Anyway, I got rid of this tick, but all the mouth parts were still firmly embedded in my hand, which I wasn't very happy about. And I was just getting ready to go back to sleep and I happened to turn my head round and the headlamp was still on, and about I don't know, probably 3-4 meters from my hammock, I saw these big eyes glowing back at me, and I suddenly realized that there was a jaguar actually looking at me right next to my hammock. So obviously I you know, had quite a fright, I guess, although you shouldn't be scared of them because they're not out to get you, but it was still, you know, my heart was pumping, believe me, my heart was absolutely pumping. And of course I didn't sleep very well the rest of the night. You know, I watched it until it disappeared. It just vaporized like a ghost, like a shadow, just merged back into the trees. Anyway, the whole night I was excited but also scared. Woke up early the next morning. Oh, before I woke up, actually, I noticed that the fireplace where we had the small fire we'd made, the local chap had made an enormous fire, huge, and I thought, well, he's up as well, so he's obviously not sleeping well either. Anyway, woke up the next day, went over there to put the kettle on to make a nice cup of tea, and I couldn't wait to tell somebody. None of the other volunteers were awake, and I said to him, Juan, you won't believe what happened last night. I got this tick in my finger and I turned on my headlight, and then before I went to sleep I turned my head and there was a jaguar right there, no more than 3-4 meters away. So he gave me this nonchalant look and he said, oh yeah, you think that's a close encounter? He said, I made the fire really huge last night. I said, yeah, I wondered about that. Why did you do that? He said, because I woke up with hot breath on my face. And the jaguar had come sneaking around and was investigating the campsite, and it was literally 3 inches from his nose. So he had a much closer encounter than I did. And that's why he got so frightened that he woke up in the middle of the night and he made a huge bonfire and slept right next to it for the rest of the night. So that's a fun jungle story, and one that I like to tell because I love jaguars.